Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic.com. Not really, it's Tom Campbell. Did a little trick there. There's Adam Pacitti.
Couldn't even do the voice there. I've got a very, very easy voice to mimic. It's so you super net from the back of the nose. Hello, I'm Adam Pacitti, and I'm not enjoyable to listen to.
Hello, number 10, Seth Rollins.
There you go, nailed it.
News. Multiple title changes on last night's Raw. We have some major changes to the SummerSlam card. And which former WWE Champion is returning to action? Find out in a bit. We give him grief, but you know what? That felt like a proper go-home show for SummerSlam last night, Monday Night Raw did.
It was all over the place, and in a very good way.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the full thing yet. I've read through the highlights, and goodness me, there was a lot that was going on. I've watched the bits that relate to this news program, of course, but yeah, it was really strong last night.
Incredible.
Ray and Andrade, by the way, bloody hell, let them wrestle forever, and ever and ever and ever.
Just put them in the ring if you ever need some time to kill. Stick them together, they are cracking, boys. Seth Rollins got an absolute hammer in.
He certainly did. I'm for that.
And then went, I'm going to win. Yeah, mate, you do you, hun. But there were big champions crowned last night on Raw. Congratulations to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross winning the Women's Tag Team Championships in a four-way women's title match that actually got a lot of time. Good 20 minutes.
Yes, you know
Nice.
what? There are ups and downs to this. Hi, Simon. I'm glad that the women's tag titles now will get some more screen time because they're going to want to do stuff with Alexa and Nikki. There's a ready-built story there. That's really good. However, there are a lot of people that I feel sorry for here. The Iconics being the first one. They've held the belt for quite a while, the belts for quite a while, and didn't really do anything with them. They had a little bit of a story with the Kabuki Warriors, which I think ended just with that count out, and that was it. Do you remember on SmackDown? They got counted out intentionally. They were like, yeah, that's it. And I thought, hey, that's going to lead somewhere. There's a SummerSlam match for you.
That'll do, that's all you
No,
need.
apparently not on the Kabuki Warriors, who are literally never going to be seen on TV again, despite the fact that it's literally Asuka and Kairi Sane. What the hell is going on? But congratulations to Alexa and Nikki. I think this is maybe a good thing. Maybe? What do you think?
I'm more than happy to see Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross and see what they do as champions, because there's going to be some shenanigans between those two down the road. So why not do it as like, we haven't had for a long time the whole, they're tag team champions that don't get along, Maggle storyline. It's nice to have that back again.
Yeah, at the same time, I'd rather see a proper tag team hold it and defend the belts. Like, if these are just being used as a prop to lead to a singles feud, then I think that's a little bit of a waste of the women's tag titles. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I'll be interested to see what the comment section says here.
I'll be interested to see what the comment section for last night, a pregnant woman losing the 24/7 championship to Mike Kanellis.
Genius. And you know what? I don't think many people saw this coming. I saw so many fan theories of how they were going to get the belt off Maria. This was very clever.
I'd like to see some more of those fan theories. Some of them were beautiful. So Mike pinned Maria while she was getting the baby checked, I presume it was. There was a clinic of some kind. I think it's an American thing. I didn't understand it. So she was.
We do have them here, Tom.
Do we? I just.
Yeah, we
I don't know. I'm not a dad.
Women get checked before they give birth. There's an exclusive for you on your daily
Breaking
news show.
news! Women now sometimes have babies in England.
So she was like, look after the title for me, mate. She's like, oh, I love you. Hugged her, and then the ref, with quite an aggressive.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Very angry ref.
So Mike became the new champion because he managed to pin Maria, and then he pegs it out of there. And who's in the waiting room? I think you know, even if you haven't seen it. So good, dressed up as a pregnant woman. It's R-Truth. What did he throw out? It was like a baby doll.
Because his waters broke.
No, of course. And then rolled Mike up. R-Truth is the champion again. The best 24/7 champ. I can't wait to do a ranked video on these. Genuinely. I hope it never goes away, but at the same time, I want to rank everyone.
Busy night for champions on Raw last night then. Also from Raw, oh gosh, you'd think it was a go-home show. Stipulation added to Becky Lynch and Natalya. This actually happened the other day in the local news press in Toronto.
The Toronto Sun, I think. Is that right?
Is that the one with the Bret Hart rights? this for?
I know it's a newspaper in Toronto. It rings a bell.
Or was it Horse and Pony? I can't remember. But it was announced in the Toronto Sun that Becky Lynch versus Natalya will be a submission match. It's the disarmer versus the sharpshooter, Adam Pacitti.
Yeah, you know what? Like, it's the right thing to do to put Becky over here and the disarmer to win, but the sharpshooter's 10 times better, isn't it? And that's not just nostalgia talking. Sharpshooter's so cool because you can lock it in so many different ways, like the counters that you can get into the move from and all that stuff. So, yeah, great, the disarmer. It is a cool looking move. It is a cool looking move. I'm not having a go. I wish it was somebody else who was using the sharpshooter, so the sharpshooter was in for a chance of winning, because to me this isn't about Becky versus Natty anymore. This is about one submission move versus another.
The submission of my childhood versus the submission of the now.
Exactly, right? Who have you got for this one?
Oh, do you know what? I think it's going to be Becky that wins it. I think it's all about Becky. But do you know what? This is possibly the most interesting feud Natalya's been involved in recent memory, or indeed ever. Like, I don't think I've cared about Natalya more than I have lately. And a lot of stuff that Becky was saying in promos, it's pretty bang to rights. The whole idea that Natty comes from this amazing wrestling heritage and she's done nothing with it. Like, you forget, like, she's part of the Hart family. Like, you'd have thought that she'd have been in a more featured position, you know. But that's not the case. But this has really elevated her. Like, the working with Becky, these two have just meshed so well together.
Yeah, I've always seen Natty in a kind of, WWE see her in a way anyway, I believe, in that she's a safe pair of hands, but not much more than that. She can get a decent match out of anyone, but her character has never been the strongest. I liked her when she was with the Hart Dynasty more than anything, and that's a long time ago now. But you're right in that I actually care about this match, and I think they've done great promo work together. I'm not sold on the Twitter beef back and forth. I don't know why we need that with every feud. It's getting a bit cringy in some ways. But actually, yeah, I'm into this. I think it's a predictable result, but I also think it could be a really good match.
Talking of predictable results, Goldberg turned up. Now, I loved the way they did this when they had the contract signing, and Miz was like, "Oh, you've signed a contract for SummerSlam, but you're not facing me." And then Shawn Michaels, who was there as well, gets in the face of the Miz, and they tease it and they let it hang in the air for a bit, and then Shawn goes, "Oh, it's not me either." Then Goldberg's music hits.
Big pop as well.
Yeah.
It was, really, really clever way of doing it. So the Miz is going to have a match next week with Ziggler on Raw, I believe, right?
That's
the contract. So yeah, I'm actually... it's very difficult to get excited for any Goldberg match now. And it's a weird one in that Undertaker, coming back at Extreme Rules, he proved himself by wrestling really well and proving that he could still go. Goldberg squashes people. Like, what can Goldberg do to prove that he can still go? Like, not get concussed? not screw himself up a little bit, not bang his head really hard backstage? Because it can't be more than a squash match, can it? And this might be one of those times, as we saw with Goldberg-Brock, for example, where we just get completely...
They just sideline us, and Ziggler hits that zigzag immediately and pins Goldberg. Oh, what a weird time!
And then goes on like a 200-match undefeated streak, squashing people every single week.
I have to say that, and I've never, and I know he gets beef, and I've normally ignored it, but I really noticed it on Raw this week. Right, Michael Cole talks too much.
Oh yeah.
And I know he's commentator, but sometimes the best thing a commentator can do is shut up, right? And Goldberg came out and literally, it's Goldberg! He's walking to the ring! He's had an argument with Dolph Ziggler. Like, we know all this! You don't need to say anything. The visual of this monster from the 90s storming towards the ring to face Ziggler, that does all the talking. Say less, Michael Cole. Sorry, mate, but I know you're a commentator, but shut up.
You know, I think it's interesting. It's a really interesting point in that people always have a go at Michael Cole, but we've seen before that actually when he's not produced, he can be really, really good. When he was over in the UK for one of the UK Championship tournament shows, he was so bloody good.
It's
actually. It's in his earpiece. And it's always Michael Cole that gets the flag. This is me defending Michael Cole, which I never thought would happen. I couldn't agree more. It did take something away from it last night. They do talk too much. I always feel as well that Michael Cole talks more because he's worried about his other commentators.
Yeah.
And if they're talking, they might mess it up a little bit. Do you ever get that impression?
Don't speak, you'll spoil it. Don't speak, you'll spoil it. I know why you've been sad, Adam Pacitti. I know why in the office you sit a little bit quietly and just look a little bit lost, staring out the window. Maybe sometimes I see a little tear roll down his eye. And he doesn't think I see it, but I do. And sometimes it's not my place to say anything. I'll just offer him a coffee and move on. But now I know why. Now I know why, Adam Pacitti.
Go on, Tom.
You miss Cain.
That's it. Yep, he's hit the nail on the head there. My.
Cry no more, my friend. Cry no more.
None of this is
Cain
true.
is coming back,
None
baby.
of this is true. That's true. Cain is coming back. However, let's just, before we get our hopes up too much, he's not going to be at SummerSlam. He's not been announced for next year's WrestleMania. Not even Saudi Arabia, although probably, let's face it.
Give it a minute.
It's a live event. It is in Bossier City. Somebody's going to go nuts. I did a video once, and I said Eugene Oregon instead of Oregon, and I know it's Oregon. I know it's Oregon. Editor didn't tell me, didn't get a chance to. Doesn't matter. Bossier City in Louisiana, Friday, August the 23rd, 2 days after my birthday. Cain is there. He's advertised in a match with Braun, Strowman, Monster versus Monster. Who have you got and why, Tom?
Oh, it's got to be the big red Braun.
The big red Braun.
They're just Cain's just there, just to turn up and have a loss because he's working at the moment. He's the mayor of Knox County. I presume he's had to book this as like a Lou Day.
He did. No, he didn't. Didn't he have to make a big donation when he did the Saudi Arabia show? I'm sure he had to give some money somewhere to be like, oh, I'm going to go off to work and put on a mask and some spandex.
Just popping out for a bit. I'll be back in a bit, guys.
But it's a weird one for him to be doing.
Yeah, there must be something to it. I don't know.
I don't know if this is setting up Braun versus Cain at a later date. Maybe a Saudi Arabia show. I think is the most likely.
I just think he had a Lou Day and he just had to take it in some way. I think that's why he's done it. Cain as the mayor of Knox County. I wish he was my mayor. He did a thing where he opened a convention in Tennessee, and part of the thing is somebody came out to try and cut him off.
Yeah.
And he ended up putting a mask on and choke slamming him through a table.
When he won, didn't he come out to This Fire Burns or something like that? I'm sure I can remember him coming out like the big, massive bloke in a suit trying to be taken seriously.
Love you so much, Cain. Come back more and maybe do a gimmick of the wrestling mayor. I'm going to put that in there. Right, that's your news. I ain't got an outro. Here's Adam Pacitti in a t-shirt saying, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and here's some links.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.